So today I am changing things up a bit. We are moving away from decorating and we are outside. I have some end of season cleanup I have to do before it gets cold here. Today we're supposed to get up into the low 70s. Tomorrow the mid to high 60s, and then tomorrow night we are going to plummet down into the 20s. And then in the nights to follow we're going to be in the 30s. So I have got to get the rest of the yard cleaned up. I am so thankful my husband mowed a couple days ago, so that's one less thing I have to do because that takes like 4.5, 5 hours to do. So he got that done for me. I have to do this in increments because it's been so completely busy here, but that's okay. I'm going to get it done. I have 2 more days to get it all done before we hit that freeze. So today I'm going to be working in the circle garden. I'm going to be trimming things back. I'm going to put this bird bath away. And my mums are looking amazing though. I don't know if I have any gas in the push mower to mow in here, but I do have to take some spray and treat these all this clover. And then I have my worst enemy, Creeping Charlie. He came up here last year and decided to try to overtake this area. So I've been battling him. This is my 2nd season. It's pretty nasty. I hate him. I wish he would just go away. Phlox need to be trimmed down. And then my potted plants. This was king tut grass. Obviously it's dead. I had some supertunias in there. That's dead. And then over here, I have a voluntary Arizona plant or Gaillardia plant. Actually, there's a couple of them here. There's this one here and this one. And there was another one, but I think my husband mowed over it, which is no big loss because I have so many. And then over here, this is where all my Gaillardia plants are. I planted like 5 of them, just like on the edges, and then they just seeded out. This is the first year they seeded out. However, I did have a huge problem this year with not only spider mites, but aphids. Oh, they were terrible. Oh, look, and they're still out here. Look at this. They're still all over my plants. So I went to town yesterday and I talked to someone at the nursery and showed her pictures of what's been going on. I thought I would have to rip these out because some of them are just like dead, right? Or so I thought. And then I have some milkweed I gotta pull out. And she told me I just have to trim them back and then get rid of all the debris, and they should shoot up new stalks and new blooms next year. So I just have to be, oh, look at this, it is coming back. Isn't that crazy? Thought this one was a goner for sure. Oh, and look, I have another voluntary baby coming up. So next year I have to be a little more diligent and watch for those bugs and treat them before they kill all my beautiful Arizonas. So I am going to take this plant and pop it in probably here, and then I'll cut all of this back. So
tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo.
So I'm jumping back in time here just a couple days. I wanted to start in the backyard with pruning up some of these trees that had all these little shoots coming out of them. This one in particular looked like just a bush was engulfing this tree. So I know I should have probably done this at the beginning of the season, but it was a busy, crazy summer. So I am just now getting to it, but that's all right. And I am struggling a little bit with this shears because this is my old one and it's not as sharp as my new one. However, I could not find it in our garage. A couple days later, I did find it, however. It was not in the garage. It was in the box of my husband's pickup. He must have needed it for something and just forgot to put it back in its home on the pegboard in the garage, but that's fine. It's okay. At least we have two.
Party like, freaking out to the beat, yeah we freak out, singing like, party like, freaking out to the beat, yeah we freak out, singing like. So baby, come and take my hand tonight, and know that everything will be alright when we dance and we
I know I'm dressed rather warm. I have my fleece pants on and a long sleeve shirt. However, the long sleeve shirt is very thin, and my pants, I just chose to wear these instead of jeans because they're a little more flexible when I'm bending up and down. But the weather is actually very nice on this day. I think we actually hit 80 degrees, so that was something that, you know, isn't typical up here in North Dakota. So these trees definitely needed trimming back. We trim them every year and they just grow, which is great. I'm not complaining about that at all. The only problem is when you're mowing underneath them, you can't quite go all the way underneath them. You have to kind of go around. So that was kind of a headache. But the really gross part about mowing under these trees is the cobwebs. I did not expect that, and the first time one brushed over my face, I freaked out. It just like my worst fear ever. Do you have a fear of spiders and cobwebs like I do? Or are you more fearful of snakes and rodents and stuff like that? Those things don't bother me whatsoever. It's the spiders and the cobwebs. Blech, they're just nasty. Let me know what your fear or phobia is. So this spot back here, I have not really done any landscaping. It's kind of progressed a little bit over the past 3 years. Not a whole lot though. I really need to pay attention to this backyard. Next summer we are planning on putting a deck back here and a patio as well. So I think I'll be a little bit more excited about doing some more permanent landscaping and getting some edging around here too. So I am going to take this winter and figure out what kind of landscaping I want to do, what kind of plants I want. I definitely want perennials back here. These are annuals, obviously. They're geraniums, and then I have some snapdragons and another flower. I can't remember what it is. They're purple and they've got like double petals. I don't know why that name is escaping me right now. But the other plant that I have that is a perennial are like the perennial geraniums, and those are really nice and they're purple flowers. So I kind of want to stick with the purple, pinks, whites, but we'll see. I should say though, I did have more flowers in this area, but the rabbits ate them all. I have a rabbit problem. Of course, by the river, you know, you would, and deer. Do you guys have rabbit problems? And if you don't have a fenced area to keep them out, how do you keep them from chewing your flowers? I would love to know. I have used like a deer repellent or a deer and rabbit repellent, but it doesn't seem to work, or maybe I just need to use it more often. I don't know. If you have any advice, I would love to hear it. So now this spot is looking better. Off camera, I went ahead and just pulled the grass out and edged it a little bit better, but my camera kept tipping over in the wind. The wind just like was really gusty back here, so I did not get to record that part. Okay, that is progress. It is looking better. Still sad. So, and over on this side, my hostas were doing so good this summer. And then I didn't keep up with their maintenance, so now they're looking pretty sloppy. So I gotta trim back the bloom stalks and weed again around the edges here, because they had nice defined edges at the beginning of the season. But yes, so I will work on that now. Okay, wow. It's windy and my camera keeps tipping, so I think I'll just do this part off camera and then show you the after. So you saw the before, then we'll do the after. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was crazy. I thought being on the other side of the house it would be protected against the wind, but I was wrong. But now I'm at the other corner and it is very protected, so I can actually record this. But you probably see the kneeling pad that I'm using. It is not a garden kneeling pad. I didn't find those very comfortable, so I just took seats that you put in the boat. And we don't have our boat anymore, but I kept the 2-seat pads from it, and it really is squishy and works out great. I can even just sit down on it as well as kneel. So I really like those instead of the garden kneeling pads. So where are you watching from today? Are you in warmer temperatures still? Or are you up north like I am? Or have you even been impacted by the hurricane where you live? Let me know. It's kind of interesting to hear where you guys are all from. And I enjoy getting to know you as well as, you, I hope, are getting to know me. Do you have vegetable and fruit gardens? Or do you just have flower gardens? I have both. However, this year my vegetable and fruit garden, it's mainly vegetables. I didn't have a fence around it. We took half of it down and used as a temporary dog fenced area for our dogs off the garage. And then the other half we were taking down and we're gonna save it. And my husband accidentally drove over it with the flatbed, ruined it, and also did some damage to under his truck. So yeah, we were without a fence this year. And I feel like I just fed the deer and the rabbits this year and all the wildlife because we didn't really get a whole lot of yield from our garden this year. It was pretty disappointing. I probably, in hindsight, should have just skipped growing anything this year. But hey, at least I contributed to fattening the deer up for hunting season, right? But we do have plans to build a permanent fence around it. We are still talking about expanding the vegetable garden just a bit. I don't know if that is going to happen or not, but we'll see. we aren't going to start that project until next spring. Now moving over here, I have these 2 planters that are on each side of the entrance to the circle garden, and I had king tut grass in, or not king, I had prince tut grass in here with some supertunias. Last year in this place I had purple fountain grass, and I really like that too. I like to kind of change things up every year, but I'm thinking for next year I'm going to plant king tut grass again. I did not plant any this year and I missed it. They're just big and plumy and beautiful, and I think it would make a great statement as you walk into the circle garden, which it is definitely overgrown, and usually we keep it mowed like every week, sometimes even twice a week depending on the rain we get. But yeah, so this garden is definitely a work in progress. It's my 2nd season with it. I am loving it. It's a lot of work though, that is for sure. It is fun to change out the annuals every year and kind of give it a different look. So this winter I'm going to be planning out next year's look for this space. I will probably be adding a few more perennials. I eventually want to get it just mostly perennials, and then we do also want to add a drip line in here because right now I'm hand watering everything, and that does take a long time out of every single day, except for of course the plants that don't need water every day.
The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel, I don't know if you're real. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Oh, you make me feel right. Wanna look at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Oh, you know you're beautiful. You know you're beautiful, and it's like you're untouchable, like you're untouchable.
Oh, this poor lamb's ear. I seriously don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it just got too big and I should be trimming them back a bit. If you have lamb's ear and are well educated in it or have experience with it, let me know how I'm supposed to care for this. This is this small lamb's ear, and the one over to your left is the large lamb's ear, and that seems to be doing fine. However, that one is in its 1st season, this one is in its 2nd, and there's just so many dead leaves. I don't know what I did wrong. Underwater? Overwater? I don't know. Let me know if you do know. I just started gardening in 2020, so I am very new at gardening. I guess you could say I'm a novice. So if you guys that are watching have any tips or advice for me, I am in I think zone 4A or 4B, so a very cold climate, but yeah, I am willing to accept any gardening advice that you guys have for me, because I do not claim to know it all, not yet. I don't think you really do know it all though, you know? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was part 1 because I still have a lot left to do and I couldn't get it all done today. So look for part 2. I'm thinking it's gonna be next week, and then that should just be it for the year-end cleanup. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.
You're beautiful. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night, all night. I'll sing until my lungs give out.